Bum 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 bum. Hello! I am Aaron Wilson. So I apologize for the weird giant shadow behind me. But usually I use my window to kind of bring light in, but it's autumn and it gets darker a lot earlier now, and so all I have is this little lamp. It only provides so much light and, well, shadow. So I apologize for that. Today I wanted to talk about The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This book, oh my god, this book. I'd probably give it like 5 out of 5 stars. This book, it just kind of had everything. There were moments when I was laughing so hard that I was crying. And other moments when I was crying so hard that I was laughing at myself because I was crying because it's a book. I would highly recommend this book, especially if you're into contemporary stuff. And now for the spoilery parts of the book talk. So if you haven't read this book yet, go read it. Just stop the video now, pick up this book, read it, and then come back and we shall talk about it. So if you haven't read this book yet, bye! Okay, I'm just gonna jump right into the most emotional part of the book. I was in tears when Augustus died. I had to put the book down because I was crying, and why? I mean, it took a couple seconds to fully register. I had to read the line probably 10 times before it finally sunk in, and then I was just tears flowing. Augustus Waters died 8 days after his pre-funeral, when the cancer, which was made of him, finally stopped his heart, which was also made of him. Okay. I'm okay. Okay. We're gonna back up a little bit. We're gonna go back to the beginning of the book now. Chapter 1. Late in the winter of my 17th year, my mother decided I was depressed. Presumably because I rarely left the house, spent quite a lot of time in bed, read the same book over and over, ate infrequently, and devoted quite a bit of my abundant free time to thinking about death. So right away, I could tell this is in fact a John Green book. So the book follows Hazel. She has lung cancer. So Hazel's mom decides to make Hazel go to this support group. The support group met in the literal heart of Jesus. And at the support group is where Hazel first meets Augustus. Now at first I was kind of not liking Augustus that much. He was kind of jerky, kind of snarky, kind of had mixed emotions about this dude, especially after he pulled out the cigarettes. And I mean, really, dude, you survived cancer. Why are you trying to give yourself more cancer? Apparently it's a metaphor. So Hazel absolutely adores this book. It's called An Imperial Affliction, and it's written by Peter Van Houten. But in the story, An Imperial Affliction came out like 10 years ago, and then Peter Van Houten was never really heard from again. Hazel knows that he's hidden away somewhere in Amsterdam, and she really, really wants to go there and meet him because he's like her hero. And, well, Hazel gets Augustus into this book, and he really likes this book too. So Augustus really gets into this book, and he, like Hazel, decides he really wants to go to Amsterdam and meet this dude. One of the perks that they have being cancer kids is they get to go to this genie thing. Now, Hazel has already made her wish with this. And so Augustus being the guy he is, uses his wish for him and Hazel. And I love the way he announces it. And he wrote this big speech with all these big words that I have trouble pronouncing. I can't even say pronouncing right, so obviously I would have trouble pronouncing some of the words used in this book. I know the words, I just can't pronounce them. Don't judge me! After some struggles, especially with Hazel's lungs, they finally make it to Amsterdam, and it's really exciting, and it's beautiful, and the imagery is awesome. So they get to Peter's house, and it wasn't exactly what they were expecting. Apparently Peter is a complete drunk. The main reason why they really wanted to go to meet Peter was to learn what happened after the story ended. I mean, they get that she died, okay? The main character died. They got that part. But what happened to the other characters? And that's what they went to go figure out. And Peter, apparently he's a complete jerk. And that's putting it extremely light. So, I mean, he's a complete jerk to these kids, and I really just wanted to punch the dude. Let me out, that dude. So his secretary quit while they were there, and they end up going to Anne Frank's house, where Hazel and Augustus kissed, and people started clapping when they saw that, and that was adorable. So while in Amsterdam, it's announced that Augustus' cancer had not only come back, but he was basically made of cancer at that point. I'm gonna start crying. Okay. Okay. I'm not flirting with you. Stop thinking I'm flirting with you. I'm not flirting with you. Finally, they go back home. So after Amsterdam, there's a chunk of the book where we just kind of watch Augustus's health just kind of go downward. And eventually, he can't really do anything for himself, and it's just kind of sad to watch. Shortly before Augustus died, he had a pre-funeral. Said that he kind of wanted to go to his own funeral. He kind of hoped to attend as a ghost, but just in case he couldn't, he wanted to know what Isaac and Hazel would say at his funeral. Augustus Waters died 8 days after his pre-funeral. Got to chapter 21, and I just read, Augustus Waters died 8 days after his pre-funeral. Augustus Waters died 8 days after his pre-funeral. 8 days after his pre-funeral. What? No, he can't. You're joking, right? You got to be joking. You got. What? Augustus Waters died 8 days after his pre-funeral. Why? Why do you do this to me? Yeah, I need a moment. Okay. Wow. So I was kind of expecting it. I mean, I was expecting it, okay? I was expecting it, but it still hurt. It was still emotional. Oh my God. Okay, I'm good. Okay. So the last part of the book, we're missing Augustus. Where is Augustus? And I just keep on thinking, okay, Augustus is coming back. He has to come back, right? He has to come back. But he doesn't come back. We do hear from Peter Van Houten some more. An Imperial Affliction was actually inspired by his own daughter who died of cancer. So that's kind of what inspired that. He actually played, he was actually a character in his own story. So we kind of learned that. That was definitely interesting to learn. Peter is still a jerk. We still kind of hate Peter. I was definitely close to tears at the end of the book. I don't think I actually cried at the end of the book, but I was very, very close. And that was just I was choking up. I was choking up and just, oh my God. So, this was kind of an emotional book talk. Wow. Okay. This book was very emotional. I laughed and I cried, and I mean, there were points where I felt like just throwing the book across the room. I didn't, but I felt like it. So that's kind of all I've got for this book talk. It's been a couple months since I actually read The Fault in Our Stars, so I know that I'm kind of missing a lot, but I really did enjoy this book. I am really excited for the movie, and just, oh my God. Please feel free to comment below, leave your thoughts and your feelings about this book, and I will see you guys next Wednesday. Bye!